Hey, hello everyone, welcome back. So I'm continuing on this morning's session of my painting of Scarlet. Um, let's see. The light is kind of harsh, but that's fine. So it's totally dark in my place right now. It's about 6 o'clock. Yeah, so let's do that right eye. I guess I quit this morning because when I was getting a little tired and I had chores to do. But around this left eye, I guess I could have started on the right eye, but around this left eye, the paint was getting to a place where it was so wet and thin that I was picking up paint with my brush strokes. So that's why she's got that kind of red spot, that pink eye spot under her eye. Let's see. I'm getting used to having a camera. This camera is literally in my face, but hopefully I'm not yelling into the microphone. Let's see. So way to start off, we just stuck the paintbrush in a really cool color. Paper towel here. So I think tonight, regardless of how this video turns out, I think I'm going to post that I've created this channel on my Instagram. I sent Scarlet a picture. Oh, again, if you're just now joining. So this is a painting of Scarlet. She's a favorite model of mine. And I wanted to post a story or something, and I sent her a picture. I sent Scarlet a picture of basically my live streaming setup. And I just said, hey, I was going to send this post out, and she asked if she could add it to her stories and link my YouTube channel. And I freaked out for a second. She would never know, but I think I did say gulp. I replied gulp back to her because for the most part, even though I've been streaming to my YouTube channel, this one has about 3 followers, and I'm probably 2 of them. But so that's what she did. She posted a picture of my streaming setup and a kind of a shout out to my YouTube channel on her Instagram stories. And so I guess the cat's out of the bag. But it's okay. I've got some good content on here, or at least some content. My paintings are kind of crappy, but I never said I was an expert. I'm just trying to set myself up for reasons to paint every day. And streaming helps me with that. Talking into a microphone, whether there's anybody listening or not, kind of helps me with some things too. I guess some personal stuff. But I enjoy it too. My dog doesn't like it. She thinks I'm talking to her, but that's fine. Alright, let's quit fucking around with this eye. Let's work on the other eye. So I think that's about where it ends. Yeah, so I guess if the pupil is halfway, halfway. So anyways, whether this video is crap or not, I'm going to post on my Instagram. I don't have that many followers. I think I got 500 on my photography Instagram and about the same on my painting. So for my photography Instagram, I think it's close to 500. I think it might be a little bit more on my art or my painting Instagram. Ironically, my meetup Instagram has the most followers. I think that's getting close to 1,000. Pretty small time, but it is what it is. I do have my iPad hooked up in case we have to resort to Procreate to get me out of trouble again. Still kind of doing that thing where I'm not laying down enough paint. So I'm picking up more paint than I'm dropping. I'll have to fix that eyebrow. Let's do that. Not that I don't enjoy painting, but I wasn't planning on painting tonight, but I've kind of been sick all day. I've been tired because I mentioned this morning that my dog kept me up all night. And I've kind of been sick too. Yeah. Kind of doing what I was doing earlier. So my medium is, I mentioned it a bunch of times now, but it's 2/3 Gamsol, and Gamsol is a solvent. Gotta be careful with that because I'm picking up more paint than I'm dropping. Yeah, see that? Instead of laying down the black paint, I'm picking up paint. Let me try, I've got some of Gamblin's solvent-free gel here. Let me try that. Let me get all the paint out of this brush. I could just get another brush. Let's clean this up a little bit. Yeah, this is Gamblin's solvent-free gel. Let's see. Put it over up to this camera. This I've actually used quite a bit. I've given away a tube, but I didn't think I used as much of it as I have. Ooh, hopefully I can get the lid off. Ooh. Gosh darn it, I can get the lid off. Let's see, I have a rack here. Nope, that's not working. Give me 1 second. Got some tools up here. Okay, go. Woo! Man, I have too many art supplies. So, I had a brand new tube upstairs. Get some of this down here. So I'm just trying to see if I can use a medium that doesn't pick up my paint when I lay down my brush strokes. All right. I'm going to try not to use any medium and just paint. I'm very aware that 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 eye is quite a bit bigger than the other one. I updated my YouTube profile picture from one that was around 2012 to one that was about 2025. And man, getting old's a bummer. This is all going to be hidden, but I guess let's get some blue in there. I think in that picture, I think I lightened her eyes in that portrait. Izzy, get off my couch. Off. That dog has been all-consuming lately. I think I told you yesterday about her biting or attacking another dog. I'm still tripping about that. I've got a hike I'm going on with my friend Kristen tomorrow. Needless to say, my dog will not be off leash at any point during the hike. I guess those days are over. And I'm kind of a bummer today. It's just because I'm not feeling very good. I can't wait to play with her eyes. If you look in the if you look at this reference image, let me bring it up front. Scarlet needs to be in front of the palette cam. But look at her eyes. Look at all those cool catch lights. We were in a cool Pier Space rental. It wasn't a studio, it was more of a club up in San Francisco for my birthday, or my birthday shoot. I've been trying to do for the last couple of years, I've been doing kind of as a birthday present to myself, kind of extravagant photo shoots, at least extravagant for me. So kind of a cool swanky place a favorite model. And and so this wasn't a studio environment. It was kind of it was that social club. I can't remember which room this was in, but oh, that's a mirror behind her. I know exactly where this was. So she's standing in front of a mirror. And I'm stuck because I don't know how to start this next part. But the funny thing is, and my buddy Jeremy gives me shit all the time, is Scarlet is totally nude. But my favorite part of this whole shot is her portrait. And she's got it. I'll just say that she looks incredible, but I just love portraiture. I love naked women too, but I just love portraiture. There will be a time, I've got some, I just don't feel like I'm good enough to do full figure paintings. There will be a time, I even from that shoot, I don't think I've shared them, but I definitely have some images from the shoot that would make amazing paintings. Well, let me share a couple. Let's see if I got them handy. I don't think they're nudie. I think they're my favorites. Let's see here. So here's one that I want to do. But I've got a color version of that. This one I'd love to do is charcoal sketch of at some point. I have tried to sketch it a little bit, and I bought, so like if I was to paint it, the background is all black. I mean, there's just a little bit of her, you know, kind of front lit there. She's looking out a window. But I do have, in my Photoshop, I do have an image of her. Let's see, where do I have it? I blackened the whole background. One sec. Yeah, so this one. Oopsie, that's a big. But see, this I would love to paint kind of in a Zhao Ming Wu style, but I desaturated the couch and I hid all the stuff in the background. There's a little bit of her bathrobe here. I would love to do that at some point. And then what else? Well, there's so much from that shoot, but I just know that this will take me, you see how long it takes me just to do her face, so this is going to take me forever to do. But so since the background, where I was going with this is, since the background is black, I bought a bunch of black, not a bunch, but I bought a quart of black acrylic paint, and I've got my panel and stuff all set up. So what I'll do is I'll paint basically color over a black background. And this I'll sketch beforehand, but for me that just totally screams like Zhao Ming Wu style of painting. All right. The only problem, I don't want to put any solvent on my brush, but keep messing up my colors. The weird thing is, the catch lights are kind of weird since they're all over the place. You usually put the light side of the eye opposite the catch light. But since they're catch lights, she's got like 5 catch lights in one eye. I don't know where to put the lighter part of the iris, so let's do that for now, and that'll just be for measuring. Let's try to fix some of the painting around her eyes. Let's see if we can get some of that, this dark part of her head the right color, and then maybe get this so that it's not so blotchy. And then we'll try to frame a little more around her face, and then we could try putting some lips in. I think that'd be cool. All right, I do need to rinse this out a little bit. I'm not going to use that green again for a while. We'll use some of this around her eyes, so I'm going to put this up here. Kind of am looking for is a soft filbert. I guess that's the biggest one I've got right now. Maybe that soft round. Let's try the filbert first. Yeah, so I think first let's try to even up some of that skin. Oh, and then frame her face some more. Something I forgot to do too is make this is a good place to measure too. I think some artists refer to it as kind of a capstone. It's kind of that triangle. Here, here, and here. That's a good place to measure from. How's that skin tone? Let me see. I've got the reference image right here. Let me put a little dab on the... dab on the photograph. That's pretty close. The value's right. So let's use that. Let's see. To you guys, however, it could be a little more orange, but boy, it's orangey enough in real life. This solvent-free gel has got alkyd in it, and it's crazy how fast it starts drying. You hear that scraping sound? It's because the paint is already drying. Get some kind of a between color. A transition color. So she's got a strand of hair that comes down like right there. Let's make sure before we put that we're done with her eyes. Yeah, that's just too dark. So that's the kind of thing I gotta measure. I could already see that I'm getting out of control there. Let's put that dark back. This is that thing that I was talking about this morning where I somehow keep widening faces. That is too much medium. Just kind of getting ready to lay down some hair. I've only got one of these brushes, so I better save it. Let's see. I guess that's one. All right, I need to stop and measure. Izzy, cool it. Dog is about to do something gross. Literally just come in from a long walk. This is so orange, you guys. I was trying to remember the name of that other gal kid the other day, and it's Liquid Original. That shit is nasty. It smells bad. You can tell there's painters that like swear by it, and their easels are just covered with this kind of brown muck, brownish green muck. So that especially the outdoor painters or the plein air painters, it just dries so fast and it dries so nasty that it dries so fast that you don't have time to wipe it off. And so just over time, it just builds up this layer of muck. Just disgusting. And it smells so bad. I don't know what I'm going to do about all this down here. The reason I thought of it just now is because I could tell that this stuff is already drying and it's making that same mucky mess as Liquid. Not ready to do this one yet. not over her eye. We're not done with her eye yet. I'm starting to recognize you, Scarlet. This is all going to be covered, though I don't know why I'm fussing with it. All right, I need some more coffee. We should probably stop and measure. It looks pretty good. I kind of need to get the values around kind of the parabola of her face, or like her chin. Okay, screw that up a little bit. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab some coffee. That's a good time for you to take a break. Be right back. Let's turn off. You good? Can't believe you got on my couch. I had this weird feeling just now that I was like, I didn't paint today. It's a weird feeling considering this is the second time I've painted today. But it's because I didn't plan to paint today. That's fine, I've been doing enough. Been doing enough painting. Alright, just get my coffee 1 second. Alright, let's see. Got my iPad plugged in, let me fire that up. So this was where we left off earlier. Let's go to Genius Scan. This was our last image. Let's do a new one. Photos. Let's see, nothing yet. That should be our new one. There we go. Do we have a new one yet? Nope. Let's get rid of that. Let's go here. Actually, let's go back. Cancel. I want to get that newest image that we just uploaded. Come on, baby. Change. Let's see. Start it over, I guess. Look for photos. There she is. Crop it. Choose it. I usually do this on my phone. So recrop it because I have no idea what these guys did. That's pretty good, I guess. Alright, done. Export to my photos. Alright, and then we'll go to Procreate. Get rid of that layer. Insert photo. Choose that one. Scarlet. Let's shrink it all down. Turn the opacity down to about 60. We're going to move it. I'm going to shrink it. We should use our pupils. Let's try to do our pupils. We're going to move her over a little bit, huh? If your pupils are lined up. Yeah, but see, let me get my pen. See what I've done to her face? Like, look at this. This is all bad. Get rid of that. Let me make a new layer. New layer. Get rid of this one. We also got a little crazy with her nose. What else? eyes are in the right spot. I need to make it smaller though, huh? Yeah, need to fix that quite a bit. Her right eye looks pretty good though, right? Her lip is kind of weird, huh? Come down quite a bit. It's lower. How's her hair? Not quite right. We gotta come in a little bit. Not quite ready to do that yet. Jack up her eyebrows. Not too bad. Let's check the other one. It's a little weird. Not quite right. And when his hair comes through here, yeah, I think the main thing is you gotta fix this. I don't know why I can't see that. All right. Well, we know what our homework is, but let's see what we can fix. I'm feeling pretty good. Well, at least want to fix that up. Let's get rid of the iPad. Back to work. Coffee. I'm getting back into my little cockpit here. Get my glove back on. Easy, go lay down, boo boo. All right. Let's get that. This whole thing right here is bad. See, and as soon as I do that, I'm like, oh yeah, it's so obvious. But I would never, it's so frustrating that I can't see that by myself. So literally just one brush stroke. So frustrating. I would never see that. One brush stroke and it's all better. Frustrating. So we can fix that eye a little bit too. I don't think that's the right brush for that. Let's do this one. Go lay down, boo-boo. There's so many places for you to lay down. You just can't lay down on the couch. You're too gross. And this, once you see it, it's like it's so obvious that that's too big. That's such a blind spot. Now I'm doing that thing where I'm picking up paint. So it didn't matter much switching to the solvent-free gel. Let's see. Let's get more paint. Let's be more fresh paint. Alright. There we go. Fresh paint worked. That's gonna have to dry. Alright, and I made that nose, the pink of our nose, a little too wide. Let's fix that. So it came down a little more. Like that. And then her lip is too high. That we can fix later. We haven't even started on that yet. Let's see. We can move her hair in a little bit on the left. Let's see, that was black. Blick. Wasn't much. It's kind of one of those things, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Although I'll go back and get this wrong a few times. All right, I think what I would like to try to do before ending this session is to get her lips in there. Maybe I'll... as I'm working on something else. At least we got the eyes in the right spot. Yeah, there is that. All right. I'm not ready to cover her eye yet. so red in there too. Let's put some red in there. It's dark too. This is the wrong brush for this. This is really dark up here too. It is bluer. It is bluer, cooler. But I think for now, I'm gonna leave it. We'll do some lips and then we'll call it a night, I guess. I think Scarlet's lips are going to be easy to do, but what's going to be hard are her teeth. Mainly because I just haven't had that much practice doing teeth. And there's this line here. And I always make this curve down, but it's usually closer to straight. This side curves down. Right. Starting to look a lot like Scarlet. Lips are about as hard as eyes. I think the hardest thing is noses for me. But lips are hard too. And I always make this little flare on the end, and that's usually not there. Let's see if we can measure. So her lips come out to kind of where her iris ends. Let's check both sides. Yeah, her lips line up pretty good with her iris. So this side I got to come out a little bit more. I hear somebody outside. Give me 1 sec. Is somebody moving? All right. Just gotta put something in there besides white. Oh, the noise was a moving van. We'll make the lips redder too. This side is pretty dark. Yeah, we got to get those bangs done at some point. It's pretty stressful, but we got to get those eyes right too. They're a lot grayer. I guess I got to get her no, I don't really have to get her forehead right if we're gonna put hair over it. I think we tried this earlier with the golden ochre. I think it makes it look not quite right. This section here is really light. I'm stalling. I should measure this, but color her teeth. Well, they're not that color. Sometimes my color mixing is on autopilot. I swear, in my mind I'll have mixed a certain color, and then I'll lay the brush stroke down, and it's like, what the hell? What have you done? Sorry, Scarlet. Oh, what I was thinking. What was the last one? Oh, it was freaking Amy's tattoos. I got about 2/3 of the way into the painting, and then I was like, holy shit, how the hell am I going to paint those tattoos? It was like I didn't even see them. I was so excited about painting the portrait, I didn't think about my skill level. It took me longer to paint her tattoos than it took to paint her portrait. I'll have to look. I don't think I've ever tried to paint teeth before. Why am I doing this to myself? I'll fix them, Scarlet, I swear. But you make those longer. Quite a bit darker. Quite a bit darker on the outside. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, that's pretty terrible. The other thing too is I do know that she has some bottom teeth. I can see them, but I'm not quite sure how to represent them. an hour and 30. All right, we probably gotta take a look at those with fresh eyes, but why don't we fix some of that skin around her lip? I think this might be too dark. It's not quite right. I really don't like this transition either. we're gonna pause. Rest my eyes a little bit. Yeah, doing that thing where I'm picking up paint instead of laying it down. Frustrating. Yeah, I'm wiping off paint. Oops, sorry about that. That has to be really loud. This really comes up here too. My dog makes the grossest sounds. I don't know what that light color is. Tomorrow we'll take another pass at her eyes. And then if our eyes are good, we'll get those bangs over there. The bangs are going to make such a big difference. There's a dude that I follow. I can't think of his name right now, but when he paints, he would add the bangs in. He literally paints in exactly what he sees in the reference photo. So like he would paint in the hair, like the strands of hair, and then he would spend the rest of the painting around that stuff. And I'm not good enough to paint around it. Yeah, we gotta make some contrast too. Like her hair is there's so much contrast between the darks and the lights. I guess that's what the definition of contrast. But yeah, like that bit up there, that is just straight up orange. But the reason that it stands out is because it's so dark underneath it. Like even darker than that. Let's get some blue in there. Let's get some more blue in there. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. You can't really see what I'm doing over there. Put that back. Yeah, sorry about that. Just kind of talking about this area over here. To make that orange pop and that light pop, it has to be so much darker. All right. I just want to see one thing. This brush is trouble because once you start using it, you want to paint. I don't want to paint every hair. Yeah, why don't we say that till tomorrow? Yeah, but we're going to end up using something like that for a little bit anyways. For the highlights. Stuff like that. guess I'm basically doing a color study. Yeah, that's a little yellow though. We can leave it in there for now, but. You guys can't see that. All right. Kind of got an idea what's going on. Keep the blotchy stuff out of her eyes. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go, but yeah, we're moving along quite a bit. Let me pull this up here. So that's kind of what it looks like. So not too bad. We need some more shadow around. We need to frame her face. We need to get those bangs in there. We need to fix those teeth. Sorry, Scarlet. But someday I'll be able to do an awesome painting right fresh out of the box. But we're working on it. We're working on it. But anyways, you guys have a good night. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye.